Hello, fifth graders. For today's math lesson, we are doing chapter 7, lesson 6, which is on patterns. So our learning target for today is I can generate patterns using given rules, and I can identify relationships between corresponding terms. So what is a term? So in your questions, you'll see it's going to ask you to find the next 3 terms. The terms are the next 3 numbers. Sorry about that. The terms are the next 3 numbers, okay? So if it asks you the next 3 terms, you're going to find out what the next 3 numbers are going to be, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So Mary and her friends find a 4-leaf clover during lunch. A 4-leaf clover has 4 leaves, hence the name. The table shows the total number of leaves for several 4-leaf clovers. Extend the pattern to find the next 3 terms. So the first thing that you have to do is figure out what the pattern is. Okay, here are the number of leaves or the number of 4-leaf clovers that you have, and here are the number of leaves on 1 4-leaf clover, on 2 4-leaf clovers, on 3 4-leaf clovers, and on 4 4-leaf clovers. So if you put all of those 4-leaf clovers together and add up all the leaves together, that's the number of leaves you would have. So look here, we can figure out the pattern is by looking at this, I can figure out that it is adding 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. So the pattern is adding 4, okay? So now we need to find the next 3 terms. So the next 3 terms are the next 3 numbers. Let me get my pen tool. Okay, so the pattern is adding 4, and the next 3 terms are the next 3 numbers. So I can add 4. So 16 plus 4 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. And 24 plus 4 is 28. So the next 3 terms are 20, 24, and 28. And if I wanted to extend this top line right here, I could say 5 4-leaf clovers, 6 4-leaf clovers, and 7 4-leaf clovers, okay? So let's try another one. Maria and John are training to run a marathon. A half marathon is about 13 miles. Their weekly training plans are shown in the table. Use the information to write a sequence to represent each person's training plan. Then compare the plans. So a sequence is like the list of numbers, okay? So we have Maria, and her training plan is to add 2 miles per week for the next 4 weeks. So for Maria, we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. They've already given us the first week, and they want the next 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And she is 2 miles per week. So the first week, she ran 2 miles. And the next week, she needs to add 2 more. So the pattern is adding 2, okay? So we've got 4, 6, 8, and 10. So these are the next 4 terms. So John is starting out week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5. Week 1, we know he is 4 miles, and he adds 4 miles each week. So his pattern is plus 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20. So these are the next 4 terms. And so this is a sequence of numbers, okay? All right, let's do the next one. Okay, write the next 3 terms in the sequence 1, 4, 7, 10. So this is a sequence, and we want the next 3 terms. So we want the next 3 numbers. So we can see that we're adding, it tells you you're adding 3. 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. So we're adding 3 to the previous term, that's the number. So here we've got 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. So the next 3 terms from 10 are 13, 16, and 19. Okay, so the pattern is adding 3. The sequence is the whole sequence of numbers. All right, so let's try some more. Okay, so identify the pattern, and we want the next 3 terms. So you want the next 1, 2, 3 numbers in the pattern. You find the pattern and the next 3 numbers in the sequence, 3 terms, is the 3 numbers. So here we've got 0, 7, 14, 21. That to me looks like my 7s. It looks like I'm adding 7 each time. So the pattern is plus 7, okay? So 21 plus 7 is 28, plus 7 is 35, plus 7 is 42. So these are the next 3 terms in the sequence. Okay, now this one looks a lot different. It's starting with 1 number, and the numbers are getting smaller. So what I find it's easier to do is to work from the smallest number and work backwards, work up, and then figure out what that is, okay? So if I think about it, 54, the next number is 162. Well, I know that 54 times 2 is 108. And then if I add another 54, I should get 162. Okay, so it's times by 3. 54 times 3 is 162. 162 times 3 is 486. However, I need to go the other way. What is the opposite of multiplication? It's division. So if I'm going this way, I need to divide. So I'm going to divide by 3. That is my pattern, dividing by 3, because I worked out that multiplying by 3 is going this way. So going the other way, I have to divide by 3, okay? So 54 divided by 3 is 18. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And if you need to work that out, you just do it the old-fashioned way, right here. Okay, 3 into 24 is 8. There you go, okay? So number 4, again, it's starting with a larger number and it's going smaller. I like to start with a smaller number, go larger, and then use the reverse operation. So if I'm doing 54 and 60, and I'm looking to see what the pattern can be, it's not going to be multiplying, the numbers aren't big enough, but it should be adding. So 64 to 60 is I add 6. 60 plus 6 is 66. 66 plus 6 is 72. So what is the opposite of addition? It's subtraction. So my pattern is subtracting 6, okay? So 54 minus 6 is 48. 48 minus 6 is 42. And 42 minus 6 is 36, okay? And if you look this way, it's your 6s, but going backwards. Okay, number 5. All right, now we're going from smaller to larger. That's easier. Okay, I've got 1, 3, 9, 27. Well, all of these numbers are multiples of 27. 1 times 3 is 3. And I know 3 times 3 is 9. And I know 9 times 3 is 27. So my pattern must be multiplying by 3. Okay, so now I've got to go higher. So 27 times 3 is 81. 81 times 3 is 243, and 243 times 3 is 729. How are you going to work that out? You're going to work out the old-fashioned way, just like this, okay? You're going to get 81, and then you'll do 81 times 3, and you'll do it, excuse me, that way. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Voila, 243. Okay, that's how you do it. All right, let's go on to the next and final page. Again, identify the pattern. You have to show what your pattern is. Remember to read all of the question and then write the next 3 terms in the sequence. This is the sequence, and you want the next 1, 2, 3, and you have to identify the pattern. So I've got 2, 4, 8, 16. Well, I know 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So my pattern is multiplying by 2. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, so it's 64. 64 times 2, I know 60 times 2 is 120, and 4 times 2 is 8, so it's 128. So my pattern is times 2. My next 3 terms are 32, 64, and 128. Okay, so now we have one going from larger to smaller again. So I like to find the pattern by going from the smallest to the largest and then using the reverse operation. So I'm looking at it, and the numbers don't get large enough to multiply, because if you look right here, the numbers are getting much larger each time. That's how you can tell it's multiplying. Same thing if it would be dividing, the numbers would be getting much smaller each time. This one, the numbers are just decreasing slightly every time, or if I'm looking at it this way, they're increasing slightly every time. That tells me I'm going to do addition. So if I think about it, 76, what do I have to get? 82 minus 76 is going to give me 6, okay? So 76 plus 6 is 82. 82 plus 6 is 88. So I know that going this way, I'm adding 6. So going the opposite way, my pattern must be subtracting 6. Okay, so if I subtract 76 minus 6 is 70. So I need the next 3 terms, next 3 numbers. 70 minus 6 is, no, oh yeah, I'm going backwards. 70 minus 6 is 64. And 64 minus 6 is 58. Okay? So that's the next 3 sequences. All right. Number 8. I got 12, 24, 36, 48. So I'm increasing. I can't be multiplying. If I could do 12 times 2 is 24, but 24 times 2 is not 36. So right here, what am I adding? Well, it looks like I'm adding 12, okay? 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 12 is 36. 36 plus 12 is 48. 48 plus 12 is 60. 60 plus 12 is 72. 72 plus 12 is 84. So here are my next three terms. My pattern is plus 12, and those are my next three terms. And our final one, I need to find the pattern and the sequence. Now on this one, you can see that the numbers are getting a lot bigger, okay? If I figure out what the difference between 128 and 64 is, well, it's 64. If I add 64 to 128, it's not going to be as high as 256. So I must be dividing going this way, okay? So let me have a look here. 64 times 2 is 128. 128 times 2 is 256. So here I am going to be, I'm multiplying going this way, I must be dividing going that way. So my pattern is dividing by 2. If I was to check that, you can always guess and check the old-fashioned way by doing this. All right, so 2 goes into 5 2 times, that's 4. Take away 1, bring the 1 down, that's 11. It goes in 5 times, that's 10, minus 1 and 2, and that's 6. Okay, so that's 256. All right, hang on a minute. I need to plug in my laptop. It tells me it's going to die. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so I'm dividing by 2. 64 divided by 2 is 32. So I want the next three terms. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So our pattern is dividing by 2. And our next three terms are 36, 16, and 8. Okay, so pretty easy. Find the pattern. Write the next three terms in the sequence. This is the sequence. This is a pattern. These are the next three terms. You need to, they're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. Okay, you know what numbers are, you know your multiples. Think about patterns of numbers. All numbers have some kind of pattern, okay? All right, good luck. And next thing that you need to do is, oops, there we go. Okay, you can complete the assignment on iReady, complete the reteach page and post your work to Class Dojo, complete the Prodigy assignment if you have one. If you need help, write down your questions and ask during office hours, or you can message your teacher on Class Dojo. So have a great day. Have fun learning. And if I can try and work it out, I will stop the recording. Bye, fifth graders.